watching Wyln TV. We're your local network.
Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. An accident in Luzerne County Thursday night has claimed the life of one man. An unidentified 71-year-old driver struck 35-year-old John McElwee of Plains Township while McElwee was walking along Route 11 near Hunlock Creek. He was pronounced dead at Geisinger Wyoming Valley Medical Center in Plains Township around 8 p.m. The driver from Shikshini was also transported to an area hospital for treatment of his injuries. The death has been ruled accidental, and so far, no charges have been filed. The Hazleton Area School Board is considering another option to create space for 9th grade students after the community spoke out in January against using Maple Manor Elementary and Middle School. A new plan was presented by architect Harry Petoni that suggested adding both a special education center and classrooms in a space currently serving as a warehouse within the Hazleton Area Career Center. He also said 12 rooms could be built onto the high school in the northeast parking lot. The addition would be 2 stories tall, and extra parking could be added east of the existing lot. The estimated price tag for the plan is around $20 million. The borough of McAdoo has to pick up part of a bill to install new sidewalks along Kennedy Drive as part of the Route 309 restoration project. Borough Council voted earlier this week to pay out $250,000 for the sidewalks. In the original outlines, PennDOT projected only curbing was going to need to be replaced. Now, it was determined new sidewalks are also needed. Council members are currently looking for a grant, but in the meantime, they'll work on getting a loan to pay for the project. The construction on Kennedy Drive began back in 2018. It included adding ramps at all intersections to comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act, improve drainage, and put up new traffic signals. Mayor George Brown's 2020 budget was officially adopted at Thursday night's Wilkes Barre Council meeting. Council members voted unanimously and approved the $52 million spending plan that contains no tax or fee increases for residents. Council did, however, approve 2 ordinances increasing permit fees on commercial construction to help balance the budget. Council also voted to allow alcohol consumption at this year's Rockin' the River concert series. That's scheduled to take place every Friday from July 10th through the 31st at Riverfront Park. Patients at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton got a little puppy love for Valentine's Day this afternoon. WYLN's Phil Kaufman has the story.
Today at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, we met some furry friends and the patients they visit. Meet Ruby and Walter, 2 pet therapy dogs for the Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton's Alliance of Therapy Dogs.
Ruby's a yellow lab. Actually, she's a red fox lab. That's why she's a little bit darker in color. She's 7 years old, and she's been visiting hospitals for about 4 years and schools. First, obedience training, and then we go into therapy dog training, which is basically a therapy dog just needs a good disposition. Loving people, not being afraid of medical equipment. The part of the training that goes into it is no paws, so they don't scratch someone, and no treats while they're on the job.
This is the 5th floor at the Hazleton Campus Hospital. This is the telemetry floor, and we've been very fortunate to have our therapy dogs come to visit our patients. We actually have a fun way to invite them into our patient rooms. We have little paws, little magnetic paws that we put up on the door of every patient that wants to come in and have a visit. So we usually get an invitation to say that they're coming on a particular day. We talk to our patients, say, would you like a visit from the pet therapy? And if they say yes, we put a paw up. And that's how the dogs know to go into the rooms and visit our patients.
Along our trip around the hospital, we met Ava Sharpless, whose 109th birthday is tomorrow. Ava was able to meet these pups and give us some wisdom for life.
Happy. That's all I can say. Just be happy and don't mistreat people. Just be happy. That little one was so cute. I wish I could have held him. And I know the big ones like up at Bob's and that, but that little one was so cute.
Along with Ava, many other patients, such as Deborah Shipper, are visited this Valentine's Day with both the dogs and a Valentine's Day card, a part of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton's Valentine Cards event, where members of the community were able to send free personalized cards to patients at the hospital. Reporting from Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, this is Philip Kaufman with Wyln News.
Thanks, Phil. My heart just melted. Coming up on Wyln News, we have a few words from John Keegan. Plus, it's Valentine's Day. Remember to shop local. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Temperatures go up a bit over the weekend into Monday, but we might see some rain and snow shortly after. Hope not, but we'll be right back.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-through lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
We sat down with John Keegan yesterday, who wanted to set the record straight on his service with the Hazleton City Authority.
I wanted to set the record straight on an interview Councilman Jack Mundy gave after that meeting concerning rebidding the garbage contract and how it resulted for the people of Hazleton. Back in 2011, when we assumed the garbage contract, through 2012, diesel prices started going up. There was a provision for 2 extensions, which Jack voted on when he was on council. It was part of the contract that came to us. And we looked at those provisions to extend the contract because we were afraid if we rebid out the contract, that the increased diesel fees would be put into the contract. One of the things we did, and we did this as a board, it wasn't just me, it was a 5-0 vote. We renegotiated the extension prices and saved the authority members, ratepayers, $539,000 based on what City Council had agreed to in 2007 as to what the dollar value of the extension in 13 and 14 would be. We passed this in April of 2012. Jack brought us concerns in January of 2014. The cart was already gone, and I did try to explain this to him, but he just wants to say things that just aren't factual. The other thing I wanted to bring up is that as this is 2 pages out of the March 2019 audit, and it says that the garbage account has $3.427 million in it. So I want to determine by talking with our business manager at the HCA to see if that money is excess money, and if it is, I've been talking with members of council because they've had to raise taxes as using this money as a possible way to offset the impact to the Hazleton taxpayers.
It's still not too late to get that last-minute Valentine's Day gift. Remember, it's best to shop local. Wyln's Julie Stefanovich has more.
Valentine's Day is a time for sharing the love,
and the sentimental treats and gifts we buy have turned it into a multi-billion-dollar industry. And if you're going to spend some money on your sweetheart, why not keep it local? Governor Tom Wolf's administration urges residents to show some love to Pennsylvania businesses. Officials toured Wolfgang Confectioners, one of the oldest confection companies based out of York County.
Workforce development is very important to the governor. He's created programs that focus on apprenticeships and building our workforce for tomorrow. They continue to invest in their people, they continue to grow jobs, and so we always promote shopping and visiting small businesses and everywhere across the state.
Small businesses are the backbone of Pennsylvania's communities. Consumers who buy local play a role in supporting the businesses and manufacturers that create jobs and stimulate the economy.
But here in Pennsylvania, we've created a lot of jobs making food products. We do a lot of food manufacturing. It's one of our largest manufacturing sectors. And this is a great example of Pennsylvania products coming in and Pennsylvania products going out to consumers, and even the waste products don't go to the landfill, they go back to farms where they're used to help feed livestock. So the whole circle is complete with an operation like Wolfgang's got here.
Wolfgang started out with a handful of employees and has grown to nearly 400.
In 2016, they made a strategic decision to start doing co-manufacturing only, based on a lot of opportunities and inquiries that were coming in. I don't think anybody is estranged to the manufacturing that's in York County. It's a great location. It's a huge base for manufacturing. There's also a lot of confectionery companies that are relatively close to here. So they decided to make that change and focus solely on manufacturing and being the best manufacturing partner that they could be for these companies. And as a result, we have seen explosive growth.
Pennsylvania's confectionery industries generate more than $5 billion annually. So, if your Valentine has a sweet tooth, be sure to patronize a locally owned confectioner. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. Coming up on WAP Wallopin's News Choice, we talk with the PTPA on their latest production in Community and You, plus your week in review. So stay with us.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialist, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Stop in at Two Italian Guys Pizzeria for the best pizza in town, serving a large variety of pizza, stromboli, and so much more. Open till 3 a.m. Take out or eat in, delivery available. Call 570-459-2783.
Ralph M. Cameron, specializing in quality and affordable construction services for residential, commercial, and industrial, licensed and insured. Call 570-401-0654 today for all your construction needs.
Have your event with Whitetail, graduation, birthday, bachelor, reunion parties? They have the most tranquil backyard experience with beautiful mountains in the background. If your company or business wants a different alternative to a golf outing, they have outings that can accommodate you. You can have the entire facility to yourself. They will work with you to set up your day of events. Sporting clay competitions, trap and wobble trap games, skeet. After a day of shooting, you'll return to a meal designed for you. Call Mike at 570-535-6123 for available group options.
Welcome to Community and You, and today we are going to find out about a production. I love Amadeus. I do. But you're not Amadeus.
No, thank goodness.
You're Adam.
I am indeed.
And you're not Amadeus.
No, I'm not.
No, you're John.
I'm
but
John.
You are.
I'm Salieri in this production.
And Salieri is actually
the narrator.
Exactly. So where does Amadeus come in?
You want it?
Sure. You want that? All right, we'll give it to
You're
John, the director.
Okay. Well, Amadeus, obviously the personage of Mozart kind of leans very heavily over all of musical history. But for the play, which it was originally a play and then adapted into a film, Antonio Salieri, who was a much lesser known musician now, is the lead, very much so. He has the
Yeah.
largest line load, out of anybody in basically modern theater outside of a one-man show, as he can attest. So Mozart kind of serves more as a foil for Salieri, because Mozart's talent is, according to the play, God-given.
Right.
And Salieri, who thinks he has this close relationship and agreement with God, finds himself always coming up short of that perfection that Mozart has.
So just to make it clear, is this production of Amadeus a musical?
No, absolutely not. We get that question all the time. No,
Okay.
Amadeus is a regular play.
Okay, well that's what I wanted, because I've never really seen the regular play. So I think it would it, John? Is it different playing the part without the music?
Well, it's more a play about music than a musical. So you hear the music in the background. There's several moments where we talk about Mozart's music, and Salieri talks about how he reacts to Mozart's music as he hears it. And of course, in those cases, the music plays in the background so that the audience gets to hear it as well. So it's about music more than it's a musical.
And in the 1984 film as well, you didn't have Salieri standing up saying, "I hate Mozart," and then doing a big "I want" song.
Right.
In the film as well, F. Murray Abraham was telling you about how he felt about the songs, and you heard the songs in the background, and that's the way that the play works as well. The film basically just kind of takes what the play did, it moves some things around a little bit, but in the original and then in the film as well, you don't hear any music that's not directly being referred to in the play, and oftentimes it comes down to somebody is either performing the piece or Salieri's reading it on the page. And as he reads it on the page, it's like we get that window into his mind, which the whole show is basically a window into his mind. And because he is so good at knowing how good Mozart is, he can look down at that page and he hears a sonata or he hears an overture in its complete form just by looking at the notes on the staves.
Wow. And again, I did see the movie version of it, but I've never seen the play version of it. And I'm just wondering, that's a lot of context, Salieri. There's a lot going on there.
There's an awful lot going on. The play is taken, I won't say exactly from history, because Peter Schaeffer certainly adapted history to his own ends in several cases, but it's based on several real events. Mozart did claim he was poisoned, I think. Salieri at some point, I think that's true, that Salieri claimed he had.
Yeah, in the historical record, Salieri basically, by the end of his life, he had dementia. And right before that happened, like as he was on that path, he had a nervous breakdown because people were spreading the rumor that he was jealous of Mozart and had a hand in his undoing. And that was what kind of spurred on the real life Salieri to take a nosedive. And then in one of his fits of just being out of his mind, he yelled and admitted that he murdered Mozart. And then later on, you're like, oh no, I didn't murder Mozart. But Peter Schaeffer says, ooh, okay, and he grabs that and uses this, semi-apocryphal story to really bring out some important themes. And those themes are you laughing at apocryphal?
No, I'm laughing at the thought of John.
We do that often.
All of a sudden saying, I killed Mozart.
That's how the show starts.
That is how the show starts. I don't do it in English,
no,
but
he does it in Italian, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, John, Adam, I'm going to give you the last word here because John has enough words.
He does.
When it comes to Salieri. Where, when, how do we get tickets?
Okay, it's at the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts, which is at 212 West Broad Street in Hazleton, right down the road from here. It opens on Valentine's Day because, as we said, what says love more than watching a man slowly die of syphilis and gaslighting? So it runs this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and as well as next weekend up until the 23rd. Friday and Saturday shows are at 7, Sunday shows are at 3, and then next weekend, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, you have the option of getting the all-you-can-eat dinner buffet before the show, which the dinner buffet starts an hour and a half before the show. Those have to be by reservation, at least 24 hours before the curtain. And to reserve tickets either for the regular show or for the show and the meal, you just call 454-5451.
And we've had all the information on the screen as we go. John, I killed Mozart. Go ahead.
In Italian, please.
Oh. Perdonami, Mozart. Il tuo assassino ti chiede perdono.
Amadeus, check it out. We'll see you again on Community and You.
WYLN TV 35 and the Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society present the 42nd annual telethon. 42 determined to find a cure through all we do. The telethon will be held Saturday, February 22nd from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. at Premier Catering and Events at Genetti Ballrooms, 1345 North Church Street in Hazel Township. The telethon is made possible each year by these sponsors.
There are 125 used car dealers in town, but there's only one Churras. Quality vehicles since 1954. Voted the best used car dealer. Check out their inventory, see something you like, take a test ride. Churras Auto Sales. Call 570-454-7229. John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall. Enjoy a full menu with all homemade food. From breakfast, soups, sandwiches, entrees, and desserts. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. The food is great, the price is right. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Whitetail Preserve has an immediate opening for a chef. Please call 570-455-4251, extension 1378 for details.
Monday. Criminal homicide charges were filed against David Alzugare and Roberto Torner in the disappearance of Jose Herran, who was last seen alive fall of 2015. During a nearly 5-year-long investigation, law enforcement learned Herran became acquainted with Alzugare and Torner prior to the summer of 2015. Subsequently, Alzugare and Torner became disgruntled with Herran, and their displeasure with him eventually escalated into a scheme to kill him. Investigators also learned Herran was shot fall of 2015, his body dismembered and discarded in the Lehigh River, and other incriminating evidence was burned in a pit, which all occurred on a property owned by Torner. Since 2015, investigators conducted multiple interviews with cooperating witnesses, executed search warrants, and collected forensic evidence. That evidence includes blood samples and bone fragments from the suspected site of Herran's killing and dismemberment, as well as seized cutting instruments used to dismember Herran's body and the possible murder weapon itself. A .22 high-standard model R100 revolver identified by a cooperating witness as being in the possession of Alzugare on the day of Herran's disappearance. Both Alzugare and Torner were arraigned Monday and charged with 1 count each of criminal homicide and criminal conspiracy to commit homicide. Alzugare faces an additional count of abuse of a corpse, while Torner faces 2 additional counts of criminal solicitation to commit homicide. Tuesday. The city of Hazleton has once again increased property taxes to pay for 2 additional code enforcement officers. The increase approved at Monday night's council meeting will cost a homeowner with a $75,000 median assessed value an additional $5.25 per year in property taxes. The tax bill for that same property will climb by a total of $16.50 per year after accounting for the original $11.25 or 2.5% increase. Wednesday. Governor Tom Wolf vetoed Senate Bill 906 that would have put a moratorium on the closing of any state center. Bill 906 would have blocked the closure of any state center for at least 5 years, and the decision to close would have had to be made by a designated task force. The governor released a statement Wednesday saying state centers are costly to maintain and do not promote community living. He went on to say his administration will continue working with residents, their families, and employees of the state centers by providing a smooth and safe transition over the next few years. Stakeholders filed a class action lawsuit in January against the governor and the secretary of the Department of Human Services, with claims that the state is violating civil rights of residents by shutting the doors to their homes. Thursday. A West Hazleton man was sentenced Thursday afternoon after pleading guilty to third-degree murder for a botched drug deal in Freeland. Prosecutors allege that 20-year-old Brandon Gambardella met with 17-year-old Anthony Bonney at Freeland Park to buy cocaine June 18th of 2018. When Gambardella realized the drugs were fake, he chased after Bonney, firing several rounds and striking him in the head. Bonney died several hours later. Gambardella apologized in court before being sentenced to serve 15 to 40 years behind state bars. Friday. An accident in Luzerne County on Thursday night has claimed the life of one man. An unidentified 71-year-old driver struck 35-year-old John McAdoo of Plains Township while McAdoo was walking along Route 11 near Hunlock Creek. He was pronounced dead at Geisinger, Wyoming Valley Medical Center in Plains Township around 8 p.m. The driver from Shikshini was also transported to an area hospital for treatment of his injuries. The death has been ruled accidental, and so far, no charges have been filed. That's it for your week in review here on WYLN News. And that's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page. If you'd like to see an event promoted on our newscast, visit WYLNTV.com to submit a request form. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Bonanza Steakhouse, 574 Susquehanna Boulevard in Hazel Township, has an unbeatable buffet filled with something for everyone. Our menu includes the finest flame-grilled steaks, barbecue ribs, chicken, seafood, or sandwiches. You can add the buffet to any entree for a little more. Bonanza features daily specials. Join us Saturday and Sunday for our breakfast buffet that includes our famous omelet and egg station.